Up next, the Bulls taking on the Pistons. Chicago. They're hungry for a big win to start the season off right. The more emphatic, the better, as they set the tone for the year ahead. Pistons, Bulls, just moments away, right after this. Opening day. The regular season is set to begin, and we're thrilled to bring you all the live action right here on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan, and joining me tonight, Chris Webber and Greg Anthony, with our Hall of Famer David Aldridge reporting from the sideline. And a chance now to look at the schedule for the Bulls. On Monday, they'll be matching up against Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Milwaukee Bucks. And then on Wednesday, they'll be facing Drew Holiday and the New Orleans Pelicans. Starters for the Pistons. On the front line, the talented duo of Griffin and Drummond. Jackson is out there with Derrick Rose. And it's Brown in at the 3, the small forward. And for Chicago, Levine at the 2 with Porter at the 3. Markkanen and Carter are up front. And it's White in at the point. And the official start of the season, Chris. Is there any opening day for you that sticks out in the many years you played in the NBA?
One opening game, and I don't remember who we played, but I know it was with Allen Iverson. And AI and I had meetings before the season, and we were talking about just how much we wanted to win. We knew we were coming up on the end of our careers, or I remember never entering a preseason with so much hope, because I knew that he was in, I knew that I was in, and we knew that we both wanted it so bad. So I think we both scored 30 or did something crazy like that. I don't remember, but coming out of him that preseason was so special, because I knew we were going to set the tone for how our team was going to play, and we were engaged that year.
Here's White following the basket by Blake Griffin, and the foul on Derrick Rose. That's his first foul. White the pass to Porter. White.
Encouraging to see Griffin work hard on defense, wanting to make a difference and throw his man off.
Right wing. Rose passes to Drummond. The kick out to Rose. And too much time in the lane. They get called for the 3-second violation. And so Markkanen will bring it up for Chicago. And it's their first look at this year's Pistons here for the first game of the NBA's 82-game Levine. Good.
Oval handles on display. Levine, he's so sincere for himself.
Jackson with it. Now defended by Levine. Jackson dishes to Brown. Here's Drummond. And that one is good with the extra effort on the glass.
Oh, he attacks the glass with a ferocity that you have to see to believe it. Rebounding, that's his forte.
Outside, Levine. A jam by Levine.
How about the head of steam he's able to generate right there and just gets to the rack really easy.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, Dwayne Casey and I got a chance to talk for just a bit. There are few players more gifted athletically than Zach LaVine. Coach made it clear their focus is trying to contain him offensively. Good luck with trying to keep him between the ball and the basket.
Thanks, David. And Chicago has possession following the bucket by the Pistons. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Well, it didn't take long, Chris, before the Bulls started viewing Wendell Carter as their center for the future.
Yeah, about halfway through the season, he was on a short list of won't-be-traded players for the Bulls. It's not easy to find a big man that fits into the team as well as Carter does with the Bulls.
And that one misses.
Well, a solid start to his rookie year for Wendell Carter. And ultimately it was cut short as he had to have surgery on his thumb. But he showed why he was drafted so high.
And he's good on the second. And for Carter, after being shut down, Chris, he said he couldn't wait for summer to start so he could improve.
I mean, that's the way the NBA goes, and you have to want to better your game the way Carter does to make it in the NBA. He showed just how much he can impact the floor in his limited time, and this team is excited about what he can do.
And here's Brown. He'll bring it up for Detroit. Trailing by 2. Markkanen against Griffin. Clock is at 3. Can't tie it up as that one misses. The Bulls have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Porter against Griffin. Left side, Porter. Outside, White. Fires top of the key, and he nails the jumper.
They've come out with blazing 4 for 5 from the field. They've got the D real.
Pistons trail by 4. And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played, Jackson gets the bucket.
He's not the biggest guy on the court, but Jackson doesn't mind getting his hands dirty. He'll take a knock as long as he can get his points out of it.
Now, here's Porter. He's been patient so far, nothing on the scoreboard yet.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy.
This all too often. You have to be willing to put in the work.
Here's Griffin. It's good. The assist this time from Jackson. Jackson's got 3 assists now in this one.
Oh, don't forget about this fella for a second. He is the definition of dangerous. Well, after dealing with some injuries the last few seasons, Kevin, the burst of Reggie Jackson just hasn't been there. He's transitioned into more of a spot-up scoring with the team last season and took to it after time.
Bulls shooting their 4th free throw attempts of the game. That free throw, no good. And with Jackson, as you said, C-Webb, it took some time for him to adjust to playing off the ball.
Yeah, Kevin, but once the adjustment was made, he looked great. It's never easy making a big change like that, but if you buy into it, it can work well for him and for the team as they have Blake Griffin doing more of the playmaking within the offense.
Good on the second free throw.
Oh, and the potential Carter Jr. enticing. A multi-talented big who plays with the real competitive fire.
Now here's Jackson. And there's the pass to Griffin. It's in. That's his 3rd field goal of the game. He's 3 for 5.
And I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
Markkanen kicks to Levine. Oh, that's blocked. And now Rose running the floor all by himself. The game now all time.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
For Chicago, they've gone 5 of 7 today so far. Nice shooting to get this game underway. Passes it to Porter. And Griffin sends it back.
And what is huge, whenever Griffin comes up with blocks, I mean, you love to see him be more consistent in this area.
Over in the corner, Rose. Griffin can't get it to go in. Chicago has gone 2 or 3 from deep so far in this game. Porter passes to White. Back to Porter. 6 on the shot clock. From 20 feet out. And that one hits back iron.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Oh, and really, Jackson is deadly with the pull-up jumper. The D usually never sees it coming.
Now here's Levine. It's deflected. And now the Pistons fast break. Brown's got the ball. Here's Rose, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
And a guy who's averaged as many as 7 free throws a game in his career, Rose knows how to get to the line.
And boy, what a year it was for Derrick Rose. And the sea of fans hoping that he would get back to what he once was, as he was electric.
Shooting 2.
No good on the free throw. And for Rose, so many had written him off, but he was a huge factor for the Timberwolves.
Rose still has a tremendous passion for the game, and it really shows on the court. His renaissance last season was one of the better stories in our league.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Young comes in for Carter, and it's done in for White. And the second free throw, good.
And Derrick Rose, the former #1 overall pick in 2008, one of the most athletically gifted point guards the league has ever seen.
And the first time out of the game called for Chicago. We're talking about #1 options at the offensive end. There's a mentality, right, that you got to have as the team's go-to scorer, isn't there?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Let's look at Harden. He can go 0 for 7, and then he expects to go 27 for 27. How about Curry? Have you ever seen Thompson when they said, oh, my God, Klay Thompson is off. Last game, he only had 11 points. Well, when that happens, you can bet your last dollar that the next game,
look out,
he's going to make every shot. And so what it is, again, a short memory. Whether you make a lot, so what? I'm going to do that again tonight. And if you missed a lot the previous night, so what? That wasn't this night. Let's get it right now.
Detroit making a switch here. Galloway's checked in.
And checking out the numbers for Young. Last year, getting it done. Averaged about 12 points a game, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists. He's been making the right decisions and letting the game come to him. Solid play all around.
Yeah, GA, I like it because he's not overcomplicating things. I mean, he's just playing to his strengths and taking what the defense gives him.
Now here's Levine. That's in, coming off an assist from Dunn. Levine's got it all tied up now for the Bulls. And it's Galloway with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Pistons. Outside Griffin. He dishes it to Jackson. Over Dunn, and Jackson gets it to go. Jackson's got 6.
And you can see that Jackson has put a lot of work in on his mid-range J. Definitely a legitimate threat from there.
Outside Levine. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
This system is set up perfectly for him today. I mean, it's allowing him to find a lot of good shots.
Galloway, the pass to Doumbouya. Here's Kennard, defended by Young. Pass to Griffin. Outside Jackson. Pass to Kennard. From deep. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. And the Pistons lead by 2.
The real. Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
Let's talk about it. The great competition going on. That's what makes a matchup like this so much fun to watch.
Now, here is Young, and it's good, 2 points.
What unselfishness from the young guard Dunn. He's making more of an effort to distribute the ball.
Galloway kicks to Jackson. Jackson is doubled. And the ball's tied up, so we'll have a jump ball. And Chicago has possession. The Bulls have gone 8 of 14 from the field in the first quarter. Now the pass to Markkanen. And the layup's good off the glass. He's got 8.
And when Markkanen is making this, it boosts his aggressiveness, and it helps him fire up, too.
Here's Galloway. He's guarded by Markkanen. And they call the foul, so a chance at the line for one more coming up. And that sends Blake Griffin to the free throw line. It's on Zach LaVine. Well, Blake Griffin has been working on that three-pointer now, Chris, for a while. Has gotten to where it's a factor.
Yeah, Kevin, and you're right. And for Blake, he doesn't need to make a ton of threes for it to be effective. All he has to do is keep the defense honest with it so they respect it enough where it opens up the rest of his offense.
Here's what Chicago's going with right now. Chandler Hutchison. He's checked in for Lauri Markkanen. Denzel Valentine comes in for Porter. And Satoransky subbed in for LaVine.
I'm not the first to say it, and I'm sure I won't be the last, but Griffin is one of the most physically gifted players that this game has ever seen. I don't think there's any doubt about that.
Now, here's Dunn. Still looking for his first bucket in this one.
And we've seen several lead changes tonight, neither team giving an inch.
Yeah, Greg, it's a seesaw battle. Both teams are pretty evenly matched, and the score reflects that.
Frazier against Young. Young with the steal. Now, here's Satoransky. Tight defense on him. They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the stripe. The Bulls have split their free throws right down the middle so far. They're 2 for 2. Chris, are there specific types of plays where you feel the whistle gets blown maybe a little too often and a little too early?
Well, sometimes for a guard, when he's defending the guard and the pick and roll comes and he fights through that pick, and as a guard or offensive player, I can stop and let you bump into me and shoot the ball. I think the refs just have to be smart with it. Sometimes it's a foul, but every time it's not, just because of the situation or the flop. And also, you just don't want players to be bailed out when the defender is in a good position. But that's what makes the game so great, is the fact that as an offensive player, you got to try to manipulate and find out where you can sneak yourself in the gray areas of the rules. And as a defensive player, how can you use your skill, your will, and then your IQ not to get caught with your hand in the cookie jar?
Here's Galloway. No points in the game yet for him. Griffin down low. Jumboya passes to Galloway. 5 on the clock. Over Valentine. Detroit, no good that time either.
They hold the early advantage on the glass.
Satoransky looking around. Dunn passes to Young. That's in, coming off an assist from Dunn. Young's got his second bucket of the game to go.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Frazier outside. Passes it to Griffin. Shot to stop the run. Pass to Galloway. Launches a three. Drops in the tray.
A dependable shooter from outside the arc. You can tell Galloway really believes in his three ball.
Frazier against Dunn. And it's blocked. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Bulls will retain possession. Markieff Morris is checked in for the Pistons. Satoransky with it. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. So it's Chicago now. Hutchison passes to Dunn. Now, here is Young. Frazier covering. And Young kicks to Dunn. And Satoransky wide open. He fires. Knocks down the three ball. And the Bulls lead by 6.
And really setting the tone early with their three-point shooting.
At the elbow, Griffin. 15 seconds left here in the opening quarter. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It's on Thaddeus Young.
He's a minute close to the rim. When Griffin gets the ball in the position he wants, you got to whack him.
Detroit shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight.
And as a group, they shot 75% from the line last season.
Shooting 2.
And the first one drops. He doesn't get the second one. Now here's Satoransky, guarded closer. Dunn passes to Hutchison. Shoots the three. The three-pointer is right on target. And it's 7 points for Thaddeus Young. Offense, the order of the day as the first quarter comes to a close. Bulls out front, ending the first quarter with a tremendous 17-7 run. From the United Center in Chicago, back in a moment. And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And from what we've seen so far from the Bulls, what's your take?
Coming in hot. They were sharp from the perimeter right out of the gate.
Oh, at the defense spinning in circles. Hard to cover all that ground.
Pistons trail by 8.
And see, Webb, you talk to the Bulls fans, and they are eager for a return to greatness.
Yeah, GA, it's been a long time since the Jordan era, and Bulls fans know it. But you know, GA, the Bulls have a very loyal group of fans. Their patience has been tested, though, but this team needs results.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. On the court for the Pistons, Markieff Morris is out there with Andre Drummond. Then there's Frazier, and it's Galloway in at the 2. The NBA will play a regular season game in Paris for the first time. Hornets and Bucks. Chris, you're planning to be there for that, aren't you?
Such a beautiful city. Can't wait. And think about all our players from France that are here now that are doing such great things in the NBA. It's going to be awesome for them to get to go home and do it in front of their families.
First one falls for him. So 1 for 2 that time at the stripe. Andre Drummond, still a very potent scorer inside, Chris, but he's leveled off a bit with his production.
Yeah, Kevin, he'll get you about 15 or 16 a night, but I don't know if he'll ever be a 20-point-per-game type of scorer. He's working on his free throws, so he could get there. A lot of fans were hoping that he'd grow into more of a scorer, but it seems like he's best off as a complementary offensive piece.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
And Young kicks to Sederansky. Back to Young from outside the arc. Nailed from three-point land. Young's got 10 points in the game.
Yeah, that's too good a look to give him from behind the arc.
Frazier the pass to Morris. And here in the second with about a minute and a half gone by. 6 to shoot. In the corner, Kennard with it. Drummond trying to get himself free. And with that, the Chicago lead is cut down now to just 5 on the bucket from Kennard. Chicago's gotten all but one of the three-pointers to go down in this game. They've gone 7 of 8 so far. Dunn against Frazier. Dunn misses. And it's Frazier with the ball for the Detroit Pistons. They'll be hosting Orlando for the next one. The start a 3-game homestand with that game. On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, in Blake Griffin, the Pistons have their biggest star in years, probably going back to their championship team of 2004. A return to all-star form for Blake meant tremendous individual numbers last season. And the Pistons hadn't won a playoff game in more than a decade. Still not the result they want in 2019. The Pistons will be trying to capitalize during Blake's prime. Kevin, we'll see where this franchise goes from here.
We sure will, David, but he's a terrific player. Thank you so much. He's off on the first.
It's a brand new era in Detroit, Kevin. I mean, Dwayne Casey has been given the reins, and there's a lot to like about the future. In a short time, has Detroit excited.
Catching up on the changes for Chicago. Carter, he's checked in for Young. And it's White in for Chris Dunn. And Detroit with a change here, too. Rose, he's checked in for Langston Galloway. And he ends up missing both free throws. And Chris for the Pistons, as we know, it's been a while without sustained success.
Yeah, Kevin, they're hoping that last year was a foundation-type season. I mean, they had good results for them as they built this roster. This team is forming an identity and rebuilding the right way.
Here's Kennard. 6 points for him. The tray. Here's Drummond. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. It's going to be on Wendell Carter.
And Drummond, just his ridiculous frame poses a lot of problems for defenders. You can't fault them for resorting to hacking him right there.
Detroit shooting their 6th and 7th free throw attempts tonight.
Shooting 2.
That free throw, no good.
Well, what I like about Drummond is that he stepped up as a leader, which is important at this stage of his career.
Bruce Brown, he's checked in for Tim Frazier. He hits the second from the line.
And when you watch the Bulls play, Chris, they just seem to lack an organizational direction.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, the team committed to Boylan to shape their youth. They don't seem to be interested in playing up-tempo or following any NBA trend. The distrust between players in the front office is not helping their recruiting of free agents. A lot going wrong there.
Carter finds White. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Here's Rose. Lays it up off the glass. Rose has got 5 now.
And Derrick Rose, so quick out of the gates. When he sees open floor ahead, he's at full sprint in the blink of an eye.
Chicago calls timeout. In addition to going over the game plan and making whatever necessary adjustments have to be made, Greg, this timeout also the time for players to get rehydrated or hydrate for the first time with some Gatorade. Plenty of basketball still to be played here, and they have to get recharged.
That's a great point. Without proper hydration, a player can completely run out of gas down the stretch of a game. And that's something that none of these guys can afford to have happen. If you're going to battle all the way to the finish, you have got to be hydrated.
Markkanen, he's checked in for the Bulls.
And a quick check of the stats for Drummond. He's coming off an excellent season. First in rebounding, 8th in and he finished among the top 10 in blocks, bringing that intimidation factor to the paint.
And getting back to the fact that he led the league in rebounding, you know how hard that is? What a tremendous asset to the team. White finds Markkanen. Carter with it. He's picked up by Drummond. Here's White. That one falls, coming off Carter's feet. White's got his second bucket.
Well, easy look provided by Carter Jr. Always helps when your bigs can move the rock.
Pass to Morris. The Pistons working the ball around now. Second chance shot. That is good. And the Bulls' lead is cut down now to just 2 on the basket from Andre Drummond.
More good work on the glass there. When it's all said and done, I think rebounding might tell the story in this game.
And it's sent back by Drummond.
And Drummond, a fearsome defensive presence. I mean, he can put you on your heels.
And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2. And the foul goes against Chicago.
Well, inconsistency is always the name of the game for rookies. And Bruce Brown felt that as he navigated through his rookie season with the Pistons.
Shooting 2.
And the first one at the line is good. And with Brown, there were moments last season, Chris, where he showed what he could do.
Yeah, and I think he'll be all right in the end, especially on defense. Very tough nose for a guard who does whatever it takes to slow up the multitude of talented point guards in the league that he goes up against.
Otto Porter Jr., he's checked in for the Bulls. Zach LaVine comes in for Satoransky. That one drops. He ties it up. Here's White. He kicks it to Porter. Carter left side. Outside, White. LaVine looking around. Just 5 to shoot. And it's in there. LaVine's got 12 in the game.
And what about the touch on the floater? LaVine making a difficult shot look easy.
Outside Jackson. The pass to Drummond. Over Carter. Morris trying to free himself up. And that one's good. Drummond. Drummond's got the game tied up here for the Pistons. Rose against LaVine. They get a hand on it. Now Jackson. 6 points for him. That doesn't go in. Had a chance, though, to take the lead. LaVine dishes to White. Down low, Carter. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. Andre Drummond picks one up.
The physicality Carter Jr. plays with, it's impressive. It's what makes defenders overcommit like this.
And that one falls for Carter.
Very rich history for Detroit Pistons. They've been a part of the sports scene in Detroit since 1957, and they have 3 championships to their name.
Doomboy is checked in for Andre Drummond. Carter hits them both. Well, you look back at the title team for the Pistons. There were a lot of them. Chris, which team was your favorite?
Oh, man. Well, growing up in Detroit, I'd have to go back to the Bad Boys in 89, 90, just watching them get through Boston and then, dominate the Bulls of that time. They went back-to-back winning championships. That was incredible. And it was something special, though, about my boys in the 2014. Sheed, Ben Wallace, Rip, those guys. That was fun to watch as well.
Now, here's Brown. Wendell Carter unable to get his last shot to go.
Man, when the ball's in his hands, that's as high percentage as it gets. It's just a fluke miss. Well, he has to work harder to get a good high percentage look. I mean, he's been taking some bad shots out there.
Those plays can make a difference in a game like this.
Well, you know it's going to fire up, Greg, everybody on that bench.
And rightfully so. Also, how lackluster was the defense right there with the score this tight?
Now, here's Doomboy. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Detroit needs to get off a shot here. Morris finds Jackson. Again, the miss by Jackson.
Not the most productive quarter he'll ever have, but his shot selection's been a little bit dubious.
Levine can't hit. Pistons trail by 4. They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill.
Here's Morris. Got it. Good job in the low post. Morris has got 4 this quarter.
Wow. Morris is a physical guy, solid at staying active on the boards and gobbling up these rebounds.
And White kicks to Porter. At the elbow, it's Markkanen. It's hauled in by Brown. Brown's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Outside Jackson. Back to Brown. Here's Doomboya. And no good. Had a chance to take the lead there. And here's White. He'll bring it up for the Chicago Bulls. Passes it to Carter. Connects on the 17-footer. Carter's got 8 points.
He moves well without the ball. Carter Jr. positions himself well for catch-and-shoot opportunities.
To the paint, here's Rose. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Yeah, Kevin, and last season the Bulls making a deadline deal for Otto Porter. I mean, they were doing what they could to add to their youth core. They have quite a number of very young contributors.
The Pistons have shot 67% from the line, going 6 of 9.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he makes the first. NC-Web guys like Levine and Carter, Markkanen, and Porter make up the core of this Bulls team.
Yeah, Kevin, and the Bulls were the 2nd youngest team in the league last year. I mean, I know they're rebuilding and looking to the future. I mean, they have talent. It's just a matter of growing the right way.
Blake Griffin, he's checked in for Detroit. And Rose drops them both. Bulls have gone 5 of 11 from the field since the beginning of the 2nd quarter. Pass to Levine. And that's a foul. It's called on Reggie Jackson. That's his first foul. Carter on the wing, covered by Morris.
He's got to be disappointed with his performance, but it'll be easier to swallow if they keep the lead.
And the wide-open shot from Griffin. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. Griffin's got it all tied up now for Detroit. Chicago's gotten all but one of the 3-pointers to go down in this game. They've gone 7 of 8 so far. Here's Levine. Griffin grabs the board.
Oh, you hate to let those easy chances slip through your fingers.
Some changes for Chicago. Young's checked in for Lauri Markkanen. And it's done in for White. And Detroit with a change here, too. Galloway's checked in. Here's Doumbouya. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Here's Dunn. The shot is good. It's his second bucket in 5 tries.
Oh, Kev, the main strength of Dunn's game to me is his ability to carve his way inside. So insane.
Morris passes to Jackson. Trying to break that ice-cold streak. And it's sent back by Carter. Jackson misses.
Nothing seems to be going his way this quarter.
Oh, man. Awful. You know he's going to keep working to try to turn it around.
Puts the D in a tough spot when you have a point guard who can throw it down.
He really does, GA. He really does put pressure on him.
And, guys, it's clear, though, he enjoys showing off his athleticism. The D can't give him these opportunities.
Here's Griffin after the Bulls pick up 2. Here's Galloway. Detroit, no good that time either.
He hasn't been able to do much damage outside the three-point line. Just one triple for him in the game, and that was back in the first quarter.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
Pass to Jackson. There's the dish to Morris. Shot clock at 5. Here's Galloway. He's off on that one. Nice D from Levine. Chicago leading by 6. Here's Dunn. That's good, and it's Levine with the assist. Levine's got 4 assists in the game.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
Now here's Jackson. He's got 6. And that time, also a missed shot.
He's having a tough quarter, scoring the basketball and able to help them close this gap.
Out of bounds, Bulls ball as Chicago keeps possession. Here's a look at what's coming up for the Pistons. They'll go back home and will be hosting the Orlando Magic. Then on Wednesday, they'll go up against Kristaps Porzingis and the Dallas Mavericks. We've got 1:23 left in the second quarter. Porter looking it over. 4 on the shot clock. Good on the shot. Porter's got the lead up to 10 now for the Bulls.
Porter is so tough to lock down. When he's driving inside, he's used to scoring despite getting hit.
Guys, they're looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Boy, you can just see the frustration growing on their faces. Nothing going their way.
It's something that happens to every team. You just have to ride it out, play your hardest, and live with the results.
Stolen by Doumbouya. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that, that's your only option.
This is his first free throw of the game.
Shooting 2.
That's good from Doumbouya. Chicago making some changes. Chandler Hutchison, he's checked in for Carter. Valentine comes in for Otto Porter Jr. And Satoransky subbed in for Levine. Then for the Pistons, Luke Kennard comes in for Morris. And it's Frazier in for Reggie Jackson. And good on the second, so he makes them both.
You look back at the Blake Griffin trade, many thought the Pistons gave up too much, but it's worked out for them.
Yeah, losing the picks for Griffin, you have to admit it did hurt. But people forget that Griffin is a star player, and he reminded those same people last year. He's become the leader for this franchise as they try to move forward.
Now, here's Dunn. He's got 8. The offensive rebound. Here's Hutchison. Banked in off the glass. Hutchinson's got 5 now.
And without looking at the scoreboard, you think they were the team trailing and trying to fight their way back.
There's the pass to Doumbouya. From 12 feet out. No good that time. And so it's the Chicago Bulls going into the break with a 10-point lead. And they've done a phenomenal job down low. So many of their points coming right at the rim. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Derek, how's it feel to be back on the floor again?
It feels good, man, especially playing with my teammates. We have new teammates. We're just trying to come out here and just play hard and compete.
Good to see you back out here, Derek. Thanks a lot. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks so much, Dave, for the great interview. Don't go away, folks. We'll be back for the second half of basketball right after this.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Ernie Johnson here with Shaq and Kenny, and a favorite time of the year as we're halfway through one of the first games of this fresh NBA season. Zach LaVine was the man in the first. He had 14 points, 4 assists, and 4 rebounds. And Shaq, what did you see out there from the Bulls?
Well, Kenny should appreciate this. I love the ball movement. They were in sync as a unit, and their assist numbers were impressive. Anytime you get 5 players working together like that instead of one guy doing it alone, it's always going to be a boost. That's the primary reason they're in control of the game.
Kenny, what'd you think about Detroit?
It looked like they were shooting threes blindfolded. Sometimes you could get cold, but that was atrocious. It was scary. But they also looked scattered out there, and I think that disorganization was the main issue for them missing those shots. They need to establish themselves better into a better rhythm in the second half and avoid relying so heavily on the three-point shot.
And it's just about time now for the third quarter to get underway.
And we've got third quarter of basketball for you. 2 quarters in the books. You look at Zach LaVine, he's really been playing well.
And the way that he has helped out with the ball movement has been a difference maker early on.
Yeah, Greg, and that's somewhat of a surprise. But he's been really patient and unselfish.
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. Pistons trail by 10. Porter and Markkanen, the duo at forward. White and LaVine team up in the backcourt. And it's Carter in at the 5. That's the 5 out there for the Bulls. Pistons passing it around. Passes to Griffin. The kick out to Rose. 5 to shoot. Jackson from long range. Porter pulls it in. Porter's got his 5th rebound in this one. And taken away by Brown. And now it's Brown running. He can go all the way. Lays it in off the breakaway. Brown's got the first basket of the third quarter for Detroit.
Every team looking to get easy ones in transition.
Greg, that's about as high percentage a look as you're going to get. Running the floor beautifully.
Now here's LaVine. And it's good for 2. LaVine's got 16.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Jackson with the bounce pass. And it's sent back by Carter.
An aggressive defender, Carter Jr. also excels in using his physical advantage to turn shots back.
Out to White. Floats one up. It's tipped. And Rose wide open. He shoots. No good from outside. The Bulls leading by 10. Just over a minute and a half played here in the third. Here's Carter, and he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. 10 points for him.
Love seeing the mid-range still used. Carter Jr. is more of a low post guy, but knocking down Jays will help his game.
Outside Griffin. Top of the key, Rose. A floater. It's not going to go for him. Nice D from Porter. For Chicago, they've gone 2 of 3 from the field to start the second half. White drives in, and there it is for him. White's got the lead up to 14 now for the Bulls.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
Jackson from long range. And it's Chicago with the rebound. Levine's got 6 rebounds here tonight.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger.
They made the most of their halftime adjustments. They're shooting 80% so far in the second half.
Well, Zach LaVine possesses a speed, Chris, and a burst that makes him a very tough matchup.
Yeah, and he has a great first step. I mean, when he's trying to beat a defender off the bounce, you can't let him get an edge to the hoop. He'll flush it on your head 9 times out of 10. Well, yeah, Kevin, last season was not a successful one for the Bulls. I mean, they had the 5th worst record in the NBA, although it got them a nice draft pick, but it was another step in a long rebuilding process.
And for the Bulls, Chris, they had a young team and they knew it wasn't their time.
Yeah, the team decided to move on from the Hoiberg era as well, Kevin. I mean, they dealt with a lot of injuries during last season, and the team is still searching for an identity.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First free throw is good.
The athleticism and blinding speed White possesses is impressive. This guy plays with a lot of moxie.
The Pistons making a change here. Drummond's checked in. And both free throws good for White. Pistons trail by 18. And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here.
And a major strength of this Pistons team in recent years has been their rebounding.
The whole team contributes, but a big part of that is Drummond. I mean, has only been emphasized more since Dwayne Casey has come in. A very tough team to deal with on the glass.
Looking now at the numbers for Blake Griffin. Coming off a terrific season, he averaged about 24 points a game last year, 7 rebounds and 5 assists. And you look at his score, and he was #1 on the team last season.
His ability to play through contact, his exceptional concentration, that's what makes him a great finisher.
Now here's Rose. 7 points in the game. And it's Drummond missing.
They've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
White dishes to Porter. Pass to Markkanen. The 3. Rebounded by the Pistons. Griffin kicks to Rose. To stop the drought. Here's Drummond, and it's Drummond with the jam.
Oh, yeah, Kevin. Drummond, he's such a quick leaper. He's a force around the rim.
White the pass to Porter. And there's the whistle. Illegal screen. Here on the 2K leaderboard are the rebounding leaders from a season ago. Number 1, Andre Drummond.
And, you know, he took a lot of pride in being at the top of that rebounding list. When all was said and done, he was a man among boys.
And so Brown will bring it up for the Detroit Pistons. It's a 16-point game. Jackson passes to Drummond. Griffin against Markkanen. Griffin looking around. Clock at 6. The kick out to Brown. Off target with his 3. The Bulls leading by 16. And Levine, here we go. And the jam by Levine.
An absolute wrecking ball on the drive. I mean, Levine is all about dunking it with authority.
Detroit's gotten off to a very slow start from three-point range in the second half. They're 0 for 4. Jackson down low. White's there. Yep, that one goes in there. That's now 8 points for Reggie Jackson.
Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about. I mean, the D is worrying too much about the other four guys. I mean, they can't give him open jumpers.
Levine can't hit.
Even when the D is playing off of him, the mid-range jumper shouldn't be the shot they're looking for.
From deep, Rose hits the three-point bomb. Rose has got 10 points.
Amazing awareness. He's committed to keeping his eyes up and teammates involved. That's the type of player Griffin is.
Markkanen finds Levine. And he jams it right away. Drummond. Wow!
Got to give Levine some love. Many of the dunks he pulls off are just flat out nasty.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. You look at Zach LaVine, he's really been playing well.
He's been a thorn in their side all game. They'll probably use this timeout to change up their D. The system they're in now, it just isn't getting it done.
And the Pistons making a change here. Kennard's checked in. And Drummond kicks to Kennard. And here's Jackson. He's got 8. Pass to Rose. Shot clock at 6. He feeds it to Griffin. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It's on Lauri Markkanen.
I mean, you better give Griffin credit. He's outstanding at forcing the issue, getting the defense to whack him.
This is his 3rd trip to the free throw line in the game. That's good from Blake Griffin. Chicago making a switch here. Young's checked in. Langston Galloway's checked in for Detroit. Griffin hits them both. The Bulls leading by 13. Right side, White gets the 14-footer to fall. White's got 10 points in the game.
Well, Jim Boylan, he won the Chicago head coaching job after his interim stint. The fans were unsure of the hire, but the front office believes in him moving forward.
Now here's Jackson. 8 points for him. Buries the long-range jumper. 11 points in the game.
There you go, his first three-pointer of the night. That should calm him down, maybe even get him going a little bit.
Here's Levine, and Levine throws it down.
Showing off the entire arsenal right now. Levine so outstanding and scoring in a multitude of ways.
And for Boylan, Chris, he's been a bit demanding on his roster.
Yeah, Kevin, it's going to be tough. He's tasked with molding this young Bulls core. I mean, the front office wanted a hard-nosed coach. They believe they found their guy with Boylan's approach.
When a pick like that is questionable and creates that much of an advantage for the offense, you have to blow the whistle.
Yeah, you can't blame the ref for making that call at all. The defense in general is already at such a disadvantage as it is.
Catching up on the changes for Chicago. Chandler Hutchison comes in for Porter, and it's done in for White. Whistle blows, basket is good, so a chance here for a three-point play. The Bulls have gone 8 of 13 from the free throw line. Saransky's checked in for Levine.
One shot.
That free throw good for Markkanen.
And the Dirk comparisons, they're understandable. Markkanen is a big man who can shoot for days, but you know what? He'll flush it on you, too.
Here's Kennard. He's got 6. And Drummond throws it down.
And one step ahead of the defense with that solid screen.
And then, Greg, the monster dunk to finish it off.
Well, come on, guys. Someone has to rotate over. Defensively, that's just poor communication.
And it's the Bulls with the ball. After the basket by Detroit. Dunn misses. Griffin against Satoransky. The shot's good from Griffin.
That bucket tells you about the power of Griffin. I mean, he got a man all over him, and it doesn't even affect him.
Dunn passes to Markkanen. And Markkanen throws it down.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. Here's Kennard. Shoots over Markkanen. It's deflected.
Oh, the coaching staff loves this. They know Markkanen has the length needed to swat a lot of shots away.
Here's Frazier. He gets that one. Frazier's got his first bucket in this one. Here's Dunn. He's got 8. Markkanen kicks to Satoransky. Kicks it out to Markkanen. And a miss there on the triple.
Oh, man, as good of a shooter as he is, it drives him crazy to miss a wide-open 3 like that.
Here's Dunn. It's good. With that basket, he's now 5 for 9.
And that set them apart today, guys. Their success with the mid-range.
Outside Griffin. Shoots from 12. Can't hit that one. And Chicago will go the other way with the ball.
And the shooting has really been there for him today, but he may have to take it upon himself to continue to carry this team and try and get out of this hole.
Now, here's Dunn. He's got 10. There's the feed to Young. Markkanen trying to break loose. Young's shot is off. Pistons trail by 13. Frazier the pass to Kennard. Now here's Griffin. Frazier outside. A three-pointer, no good. Chicago has gone 7 of 10 shooting from three-point land tonight. Excellent numbers from outside. And it's Dunn penetrating. 6 for 10 with that shot going in. That's a good game for a lot of guys.
This is the next step for Dunn, becoming a better and more efficient jump shooter.
Frazier the pass to Drummond. Kicks it to Griffin. Lobbed up there for Drummond. An emphatic alley-oop jam.
Man, the mobility of Drummond is important to his team. When the ball is lobbed his way, it's game over for the defense.
Satoransky the pass to Markkanen. The pass to Hutchison. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. He's had a few chances at the line, 1 of 3 in the game.
And you know, you'll take what he can give you from the free throw line. Looking at his numbers, just really not one of his strengths. Shooting in the low 60s last season.
That one is off. Denzel Valentine, he's checked in for the Bulls. And he sinks the second.
And done a much better job from the line this half. They've gotten that percentage up over 80 for the game.
Outside Griffin. Here's Galloway. That drops. And it comes off an assist from Griffin. Galloway has got 8 points.
The D just sagged off just enough and no hesitation on his part.
Frazier against Young. Out to the right wing. Here's Dunn. Up and in on the layup. Dunn's got 6 in the quarter. And it's Frazier with the ball for Detroit, trailing by 13. Pass to Drummond. Dishes it to Griffin. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. Chris Dunn picks one up. That's good from Blake Griffin. Doomboy is checked in for the Pistons. That one misses.
A good board there, Kevin, but overall they're getting slightly out-rebounded.
Dunn misses.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. The first one falls. Both good from the line that time. 35 seconds left to play here in the third. Now, here's Valentine. He's tightly guarded. Young with no one around. His 3-pointers off the mark. Pistons trail by 10.
And this will be the last possession of the quarter if they're patient.
Yeah, no need to rush right here. Let the clock run a little, then execute your offense.
Here's Valentine. The basket counts and one. Will go to the line with a chance to make it a 3-point play.
Big miscommunication on defense. He recognizes it and quickly takes advantage.
Yeah, they're pouring it on right here. Trying to give the opposition no light at the end of the tunnel.
One shot.
On the free throw, no good. And so it's Zach LaVine making things happen for Chicago. He has really delivered at the offensive end. He's torched them for 24 points so far. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And the definition of teamwork right there, guys. I mean, what great communication between them, and what a beautiful feed.
I mean, well, if you're the coaching staff, I mean, you're pumped up. This highlight will not only make it on the TV, it'll make it into the film session tomorrow.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. Chicago leading by 12, and on the floor for Detroit here in the fourth. On the front line, the talented duo of Griffin and Drummond. Kennard is out there with Frazier, and it's Dumboya in at the small forward.
Oh, he just punches that one down with a fury.
He rubs it in a little deeper with the hanging finish. Here's Griffin. That shot is in, just like 6 others have been for him. He's shooting 7 for 15.
Look at that. Griffin is such an incredible talent. He's made a living off finding ways to score through contact.
Pass to Hutchison. That's in, coming off an assist from Dunn. And the Bulls lead by 14.
Textbook. Nice pass. Great catch. Even better finish.
Young with the steal. Here's Valentine. There's another block.
A defensive stalwart so far. Spot shot.
And when Griffin takes flight, it's a sight to see. Some of the dunks he pulls are just insane.
Young passes to Dunn. Over Frazier. That one a little long. And it's Frazier with the ball for the Detroit Pistons. A 12-point game. We've gone about a minute and a half into the fourth quarter. The putback. Great positioning on the putback.
How about the aggressiveness by Drummond on the boards? If you don't box this guy out, he'll blow past you for the jam.
Young outside. Pass to Hutchison. Back to Young. Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
And they are attacking the rim and getting great results.
So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Carter, he's checked in for Chandler Hutchison. Otto Porter Jr. comes in for Valentine. Levine's checked in for Satoransky, and it's White in for Chris Dunn. Detroit also making some changes. Bruce Brown, he's checked in for Dumboya. Rose comes in for Luke Kennard. And Reggie Jackson subbed in for Tim Frazier. That free throw good from Young. Pistons trail by 13. Outside Jackson. We're about 2 minutes into the fourth quarter in this one. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. It's going to be on Wendell Carter.
Oh, come on. How great is Jackson at earning these calls, especially from the interior where he is very crafty.
And as long as Reggie Jackson is healthy, he's going to give you some punch as a lead. Solid scoring option and a guy who's also unselfish in terms of getting his teammates involved.
Was good. And for the last half decade, Reggie Jackson has been good for about 15 points a game.
And that is about the consistency you can expect from Jackson. He's always been a talent. The key for him is just staying on the floor.
That's also good. So he hits both free throws.
Oh, he's never rattled at the stripe. Always has that nice soft touch on his free throws.
Jackson against White. Griffin with the steal. And now the fast break. Griffin with the ball. Lost contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
Yeah, you can tell they love to get out and run when the opportunity is there.
And that one misses. The Bulls leading by 9. The pass to White. Outside, Porter lets it go with a 3. Connects from three-point range. This on an outstanding 4 of 5 from in the fourth quarter so far. Griffin against Young. Griffin's shot is off.
Playing him tough inside and preventing the layup. That'll get the whole team pumped up.
And we're about 3 minutes into the fourth quarter. And White kicks to Porter. And the call sends him to the line. Drummond for the rest of this game. And he knocked the first one.
And each season, Porter seems to improve. It's just something about his game. He's a versatile player who wants to be great.
And the Bulls making a change here. Markkanen's checked in. And Porter drops them both. Pistons trail by 14. Outside Jackson. Passes it to Rose. Feeds it to Griffin. Shoots over Markkanen. And Griffin with the score. The assist by Rose. And it's now 23 points for Blake Griffin. White the pass to Carter. Whistle blows. Bucket is good. And he'll have a chance at the line to make it a three-point play.
And you have to like how they're getting the ball inside this half. They didn't have as much success in the paint earlier, but they're finally getting it done down low.
One shot.
And that one falls for Carter. With the G League growing by leaps and bounds, one is now being brought to Mexico City, Chris.
I mean, first of all, let's go back to last season. Did you see how crazy those fans were in Jurassic Park in Toronto?
Yeah, they love it.
Can you imagine Mexico? Oh my God, this would be great. Mexico City, yeah. Let's bring everyone in, all the fans in. And what I really love is that it's for the home fan base. So when I think of the Toronto Raptors, I think about the city of Toronto. I think about Canada and how it's theirs. And even though we're one league, that team is theirs and they take that pride on and it just brings so much more excitement. Can you imagine all the people in Mexico City being excited for their team? Oh, I want to be at one of the first games when that happens because I know the crowd is going to be sick. It's going to be crazy. I want to be there.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shot.
That's good from Carter. The Pistons making a change here. Makers checked in. He makes 1 of 2 that time. Pistons trail by 16. Brown outside. Maker fires the upper from the corner and nails it.
Facilitating from the inside. I mean, that can be a valuable asset from any offense.
White looking around. Pass to Markkanen. Just 5 on the clock. Score the basket. It's number 6 for him this game. 6 for 9, 67% shooting. Here is Rose. To the inside, Griffin. That shot, no good. Good work defensively by Carter. Here's Levine, and he banks in the layup. Levine's got 14 points here in the second half.
Wow, the quickness Levine possesses is just fantastic. At times, he overwhelms you with it on these drives inside.
Here's Griffin. Rebound by the Bulls. Carter's got his 5th rebound in this one. White against Jackson. White the pass to Carter. Jackson comes over with the double. The kick out to Porter. 6 to shoot. Lets it go. It's hauled in by Brown. And so Brown will bring it up for the Pistons. They trail by 18. That one falls. Maker's got 4 this quarter.
There aren't many players as big as Maker. He realizes this. Nice work inside.
White bounce pass. Markkanen against Griffin. Markkanen down low. That time from Griffin. Pistons trail by 16. Here's Jackson. Pulls it in. Carter's got 6 rebounds in the game.
Knowing the kind of competitor he is, I know he's upset with his performance and with the score.
Charity stripe shot. Levine, good. Levine's got 30.
They're consistently finding ways to get the ball inside and taking full advantage.
Jackson finds Griffin. Rose with the ball. Now defended by Markkanen. Griffin's shot is off. The Bulls leading by 18. To the middle. Here's Markkanen. And Markkanen throws it down.
And a solid playmaker, White has a great sense for when he should look to give it up.
And stolen by White. Pass to Levine. Finished off the break. Levine's got 18 points now here in the second half.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Jackson deciding where to go with it. And the pass to Maker. White against Rose. Lays it up and banks it in.
And that's smart basketball. Maker showing nice awareness there, spotting the open man.
Carter up top. Inside. And it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Jackson.
And he made the right read on that play, but just couldn't secure the steal.
And you can tell he feels he should have had it still. The hustle was impressive.
Wood, he's checked in for Maker. Levine passes to Markkanen. And here's White. That's in. That's his 5th field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%. 5 for 7. The Pistons shooting 47% from the floor. Getting it done. And stolen by White. It's 2-on-1. Pushing it up. And then Carter with the dunk.
Oh, with noteworthy length and jumping ability, Carter Jr. can get it going above the rim.
And stolen by White. Here's Levine. Nice D from Griffin. The Pistons shooting in the 4th quarter has been efficient at 56%. Stolen by Markkanen. Here's Porter. And finished off by Porter.
This is what I'm talking about, the mindset of Porter. When he's driving inside, he wants to dunk it hard every time.
Passes it to Brown. The other day, Chris, I heard Commissioner Adam Silver talking about that it strikes him sometimes how isolated players can be with cell phones and headphones, and those things wouldn't help that. Is it something that you've noticed or that you're concerned about?
You mean with my nephews and nieces and friends that are younger and kids walking across the street looking at their phones and not even looking both ways?
You know, your play-by-play partner, whoever it might be.
Yeah. Oh, come on. You know, Kevin, those are the times. And so I would tell Adam Silver, Mr. Commissioner, yeah, that's a basketball problem. That's a world problem. How are we going to stop any of that? We're here now. There's no putting that genie back in the bottle, Kevin.
Here's Jackson after the made shot from Zach LaVine. Detroit, no good that time either. White against Jackson. Rebound by the Pistons. Brown outside. Pass to Griffin. Shoots over Markkanen. Griffin's shot is off.
And smothered him on that mid-range attempt.
Well, that's how you play it. He does a good job of getting into the shooter's airspace.
White, good.
Capable of doing many things well. Levine has a good sense of when his guys are open.
They've been looking out of sorts in the last few possessions.
And this is when you need to be patient. Find a high percentage shot and have some floor balance.
So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Felicio's checked in for Lauri Markkanen. Chandler Hutchison comes in for Otto Porter Jr. Valentine's checked in for Zach LaVine. And it's Ryan Arcidiacono in for White. Then for the Pistons, Thon Maker's checked in for Griffin. Tony Snell comes in for Derrick Rose. And it's Frazier in for Jackson. Here's Snell, Maker. No good on the triple.
And one team is just completely outclassing the other tonight. Spirited performance, and it really ignited what is turning out to be a monster win here for the Bulls.
This was a very efficient offense tonight.
And they found a way to get their shots to go down. A little luck didn't hurt. A lot of their 50-50 shots fell their way.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year. And what a tremendous standout performance it was for Zach LaVine.
I mean, he had a plan for how to attack the D. He executed and never let up. Relentless offensive basketball.
Now, here's Valentine. 43 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Arcidiacono. Here's the floater. And that's 2 points on the layup.
And it's just competing, you know, giving your best when it matters most.
Well, this is what guys play for, and when it pans out like this, it's a great feeling.
Here's Brown. In the corner, Snell with it. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Drains it from beyond the arc.
Oh, that's a well-deserved assist. Not every player has the vision to make that feed.
Now here is Carter. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. They poured it on tonight. Dominant showing in front of a crowd that loved every minute of it.
And, you know, this game could really be a defining one for what they can do when they are playing at their best. I mean, being here at home no doubt helps, and the execution was flawless.
And that about does it for the first game of the new NBA season. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long, everyone.